Okay, let's bypass the ticket counters and the glaring sun for a minute. As someone who's spent years digging into the dirt and whispers of our past, I want to take you on a bit of a suspenseful journey today. We're stepping away from the bustling tourist crowds straight into the shadows to explore the forbidden legends of the Taj Mahal and its 22 secret chambers. Picture this, right? You're standing by the dark waters of the Yamuna River at midnight. The massive white domes are just reflecting in the ripples. The Taj Mahal isn't just a building. It's a silent witness to 4 centuries of empires rising and falling. Imagine the monument itself whispering to you, deep beneath my marble floors, there are 22 rooms that have been sealed for generations. It's a profound, heavy silence locked away from the world. But before we go plunging underground, let's look at the marble facade. When you gaze up at this dream carved in white marble, designed by Ustad Ahmad Lahori, you're looking at what was meant to be the absolute most beautiful structure on Earth. But to truly understand a monument, you've got to look past the gleaming exterior, because the brightest lights absolutely cast the darkest shadows. Now, the mastermind here was Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan. The man had a literal passion for making stone breathe. He's the exact same visionary who built Delhi's Qilā-e Mubarak, which we all know as the magnificent Red Fort. He didn't just build pretty tombs. He built sprawling masterpieces blending unbelievable artistry with hardcore strategic ingenuity. And it's that mix of beauty and strategy that sets up our whole mystery. Because right beneath that breathtaking marble foundation, locked away from the sun, the wind, and all of us, lie exactly 22 mysteriously sealed doors. 22! It's a number that literally keeps researchers and locals awake at night. I mean, what requires that level of deliberate concealment? Let's make our descent into the dark. We are leaving the sky-high domes behind to explore an architecture built for extreme security. So where are these doors? They're located in what's called a Tehkhaana. Basically, a Tehkhaana is a massive basement or underground chamber built right into the main plinth of the monument. Back in the Mughal era, these underground spaces were ingeniously designed for a super practical purpose, beating the blistering, unbearable heat of the Indian summers. They were meant to be cool, refreshing retreats. But here is where it gets really weird. If you compare this to other Mughal underground rooms, a massive architectural anomaly pops up. At the Red Fort, you've got the Nahar-e-Bahasht, or Stream of Paradise, these beautiful, open, flowing, cooling rooms completely accessible to royalty. But at the Taj, those basement doors were completely, deliberately bricked shut. Why design a massive cooling basement just to seal it up with solid brick? Now, official historians, they'll give you a totally practical structural explanation. They suggest these rooms were filled and bricked up to protect the massive marble foundation from the shifting currents and moisture of the Yamuna River. Basically, an engineering necessity to keep the whole thing from sinking. But honestly, if you've spent any time listening to the local whispers, you know they tell a much darker story. They definitely don't think it's just about water and bricks. They point to this concept of the gungat. Usually, a gungat is a traditional veil, but here it represents a deliberate, heavy veil of secrecy. The idea is that Shah Jahan actually built a fortress of secrets, not just a tomb. Those bricked-up doors are the gungat, drop down to hide something undiscovered from the public eye. Which brings us right into the forbidden legends. When you have 22 completely inaccessible rooms hidden under the world's most famous monument, human imagination is going to fill in the blanks. So what controversial truth could be stacked behind those walls, right? There are 3 main theories you'll hear. First, that the rooms hide evidence of a pre-existing temple that the Taj was supposedly built over. Second, that they hold the real, completely undecorated graves of Mumtaz Mahal and Shah Jahan, hidden away for absolute sanctity. And third, hidden treasures. To understand why anyone would go to such extreme lengths to hide sacred items or treasures, you have to look at the history of looting in the region. British forces historically desecrated some absolutely magnificent Mughal structures. Look at the Rang Mahal. They literally stripped the precious jewels off the walls and turned this breathtaking palace into a messy, common kitchen. If Shah Jahan or his descendants knew that kind of destruction was even a possibility, bricking up your most sacred items suddenly makes total sense. And beyond just physical looting, there's this profound psychological fear of the unknown. It's kind of like the famous curse of the Kohinoor diamond, which supposedly brought doom to the men who wore it. A lot of people truly fear that forcibly tearing down those brick walls could bring a shuddering, irreversible change to our understanding of the past. Some doors, they argue, are just cursed to remain closed. Let's step back toward the light for a second and look at the shadows of the truth. What actually happens when modern archaeological inspection clashes head-on with centuries-old myth? Because actually, those doors have been breached. The ASI, the Archaeological Survey of India, did briefly unseal a few of these rooms for maintenance. And their official report? Nothing. Just empty corridors, darkness, and more brickwork. No treasure, no temple, no secret graves. But, and this is a big but, after maintenance, they sealed them right back up. The fact that these corridors officially remain completely off-limits to the public, yeah, that only throws more fuel on the fire. It really brings to mind this beautiful, haunting thought. Time is the cruelest storyteller. It buries the truth and leaves us with only legends. When intense politics, shifting empires, and architectural mysteries collide, maps get redrawn, but we're just left endlessly searching for answers buried in the silent marble. So as we wrap up this explainer, I'm going to leave you with this lingering question to chew on. Think about the breathtaking architecture above and those strange bricked-up anomalies below. Is it finally time for the world to forcefully tear down that brickwork and see the truth, whatever it might be? Or should some secrets simply stay buried forever? Thanks for joining me on this journey. Stay curious.